And we are right back at you. Illini Guys, system away from the IlliniGuys.com message boards. The hard work, guys. I think we do like about 1,000 stories a year. I don't have an exact count, but if you go to IlliniGuys.com, I mean, it's like 10 cents a story, if that. I mean, it's so cheap. It's like Mad Magazine. It's dirt cheap. Larry Smith, Brad Sturdy, Mike Cagley. We're going old school in that, baby. Big weekend coming up here. It's Illinois back in the top 25 in the AP. They're at Washington. We'll talk about that. Mike is up with the Huskies Insider. We've got Talking Hoops. Kedrick Prince talking to Orlando Antigua. We've got Brad Sturdy talking to Ben Rickhouse. Listen, we are people talking to people talking to people. It's just what we do here on the Sports Spectacular. Fellas, let's start first. Illinois football coming off a bye week right now. And this is huge. Look, 5-2 right now, 2-2 in conference. You've got to win out if you want to be a part of the conversation to maybe get a bid into the college football playoff. But it starts here. You've got to beat a Huskies team that's pretty good, and they match Illinois' records both in conference and overall.
Yeah, it's really it's very intriguing to watch how this all plays out and how this is all put together. And I think it's going to be a wild year as we go down here this stretch.
Yeah, this is just going to be a lot of fun. As a fan overall, how do you match this? I'm just looking forward. Each week, you've got a bunch of stuff that you want to watch, Brad.
Yeah, Mike, this is us. This is our dream, right? This is like, we just like, oh, I can't watch this game. I'll record this one and watch this one because there's so many good things to watch. And I think that it's also cool as an Illini fan to not be trying to think, oh my gosh, we just need 6 wins. We just need 6 wins.
Yeah.
You're feeling, it's like a fun thing. It's not, there's no like, I don't know, nervousness. It's just enjoyable.
Well, as the influencer that I am, YouTube TV has the 4 channels at once, and they have millions of people who are now subscribed after I've been talking about how you can watch 4 games at once.
Oh, there you go. It's
all me, baby.
They're all Eye on the Illini podcast fans, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Very smart people.
Exactly. But Brad brings up a great point. Listen, how fast this program and the fortunes and the expectations have changed. You're right. Most years in October, we're just trying to count it. Well, I think we can win this game. Yeah, we should be able to beat that game. And then there's Northwestern. We can win that one. And you get to 6 wins, you're in. Look, Illinois, 6 wins before November. That doesn't happen very often, yet here it is right here. Coach Bielema earlier this week talking about just exactly that. The CIP rankings still won't come out for a while, but this team very aware of what's in front of them. Let's listen in. Coach Brett Bielema talking about, again, just this football team and expectations. You come back later, the Rutgers game next week already is a sellout. It's great to have 60,000 plus, every seat, not only sold, but every fan in the seat. It's just been a great atmosphere. The optics of it, be it there in the stadium or at home, it's a very special time. And I hope people really enjoy what's happening with Illinois football.
We have lived long lives because we're old and we have watched a lot of bad Illinois football. Yes, and now we're getting the opportunity to watch the Illinois football and basketball teams that are at the top of the heap, both consistently ranked teams now. I mean, what is going on? It's like all topsy-turvy.
I remember in 1984 thinking that this is what Illinois sports fandom was going to be like for the rest of my life. It turned out to be wrong, but yet under Whitman, Bielema, and Underwood, we're back to those days again. This is really fun.
They call you Marty McFly. Yeah, all of a sudden here you are. So
yes, exactly. Back to the future.
That's right. So Illinois, Washington, we'll talk more about that game coming up here in just a bit. We want to get into a little bit of basketball here. And it was only an exhibition last Sunday, Illinois with their rout over Illinois State. But guys, we were talking before we came on the air. This was a really impressive game, especially considering, one, it's the exhibition, guys coming out first time playing together against somebody else other than yourselves. But also you're missing 4 key players who, if all healthy and available, would be playing major minutes. And yet you took a part of Redbird's team that, again, give them credit, we're missing 2 key players as well. But this was never close. They tied it at 9, and Illinois went on a 17-2 run, and it was ball game after that.
Yeah, it's really intriguing to watch how many guys played, and you were without your some of your major players, whether it's Petrovic or Stojakovic or Ivasic or one of the Viches, and it's without them, it's really impressive what they're able to do. And I wrote in my preview, one of the things I wanted to see was who made plays. Well, it turns out I didn't have David Mirkovic on my bingo card as being the playmaker, but evidently that's the way it was.
Lee and Wagler. I mean, it was really a great day for Illinois overall just to watch this. And I just go back to the fundamentals of this team, just little things like crisp passing, ball handling, looking up when you're dribbling, things like that this is going to be a fun team to watch. And as they get better and they gel, this team could really shake some people up.
Yeah, we've talked about, except for Ty Rogers, whose injury, we don't know when he will come back or if he will play this season. Aside from him, those three guys you mentioned, Tomislav, also Andrei Stojakovic, and Mihailo Petrovic, all will play major roles, as Brad said, on this team. So you took the guys already existing right there. They were outstanding. David Mirkovic is somebody, I watched the World Summit game back over the summer. I think it was back in May, I believe. And out in Portland, and it was when Illinois was chasing Dame Sarr, who wound up going to Duke, the kid from Italy. And Mirkovic playing in that game, he was fine, but what I saw last Sunday, I didn't see in that game. Somebody who's 6'9", 250, who can take a rebound, bring it down, and then start the break. In fact, the Illinois State's coach even compared him to a little bit of Nikola Jokic in his game in terms of a big man who can facilitate, hit the three, he can drive, create his own shot. He could develop into a player the likes of which we really haven't seen in Illinois in a long time.
Yeah, they were. We have one of our message boards posters who were calling him like somehow a mix between Luka and Jokic. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. That's obviously pretty high comparison to the best basketball players in the world, but you can see like where he does some things. You can see him play booty ball. You can see him do a lot of things. Obviously, when he played in that game, he was more post up, and he was very efficient. He was really good in that game, but he never got the ball. Now, if you let him have the ball, and the way I compare this, although it's a different, it's always a different animal, but he had better numbers than Tomislav did overseas when he was playing in the same league. So when you think about that, well, if he puts up better numbers this year than Tomislav did last year, suddenly you're thinking, wait, he's really good then, right? So because we're talking about Tomislav being an all Big Ten type guy, as one of the best centers in the Big Ten. So it's very intriguing to see what he can do.
There is a scenario that's out there that Illinois lost their power forward and could actually improve at the position with their new power forward, which Morez is one of my favorite players, and that's saying a lot. Now you have to go out and do it on the court. So we'll see, but that possibility is one that is realistically attainable.
Yeah, absolutely. Morez Johnson going to Michigan after committing as a sophomore in high school to come to Illinois, and he was gone after 1 year. But Mirkovic comes in. Zvonimir Ivasic as well coming in after 1 year stops, respectively, at Kentucky and Arkansas under John Calipari. Comes up here. Listen, he's somebody, again, 7'2". I guess he's like 4 minutes older than his twin brother Tomislav, but he was somebody hit a trio of threes, 15-point game. Brad, you mentioned that actually people forget he was the higher rated prospect coming in from overseas than Tomislav was. And it looks like he's taken to Underwood's coaching, to Fletch's bodybuilding. He looks like when you put Tomislav, him, Mirkovic, Stojakovic, Boswell, Vogler, it looks like he may be in the starting five, maybe. Lee was outstanding in the second half. All of a sudden, you've got some pieces here.
Yeah, throw in Ben Hummerkaus, who's also he's 23 years old and engaged. The Illini gal, Dahlia McKenzie, officially announced it. We told you before that on IlliniGuys, but hey, it's all cool. But no, I think he's intriguing because he's a different player than Tommy because he's such a defensive presence. And he shoots the three, obviously, but the other thing, he's paired back up with his recruiter, right? Orlando Antigua was his recruiter. And he went to Kentucky. He came in. Remember, he had some monster games as a freshman at Kentucky. Like some games like, whoa, this guy's going to be, they had him on draft boards. And then, Arkansas, his sophomore year, he didn't have Orlando. And then all of a sudden it's a little bit different. And now he's back. He's paired up with him. And maybe he's going to be that player that everyone wanted him to be when he first came over.
Yeah, sometimes getting away from Coach Cal can mean 5 or 6 points a game and 2 or 3 rebounds. So it's certainly the game is past Cal by, but we'll see how this works out. But again, you've got such a lineup that can be used in different ways. It's going to be fascinating to watch as Underwood and his staff decide who to plug and play at the same time and which lineups work the best. They've got a lot of flexibility now.
Yeah, no question about that. And hopefully they use it. We talked before about them being very deep, but some guys didn't really come along the way you thought they might. And so the bench ended up being a lot thinner than what we thought at the beginning of the season. Hopefully it's different now with some veteran guys. And if they can stay healthy, get these things out of the way here early on. With that, Illinois this weekend goes down to Florida for a secret scrimmage against the defending champion Florida Gators. That game not televised, not on radio, no media, no fans. It is just that, secret, behind closed doors. Brad, what could we expect? What kind of goes on in these kinds of workouts?
So they'll do some like scenarios where they'll play like zone, they'll press, they'll do these different things for like serious time where the coaches almost be on the court, and then they're going to finish it off with a scrimmage. So it's more just for guys to play against different guys, and they had this exhibition with Illinois State, which is fine. This is different because it's Florida's, defending national champion. Obviously, they brought in, kids like Xavier Lee. They've got a great roster, a top 10, 15 team. So this is a great opportunity for these Illinois guys to play against a little higher level, take that step up in competition and see how they do. And they can put them in a lot of different scenarios. And I think that's the fun part for these coaches, because you know how it is in practice. They all know what the other guys can do because they play against them every day. You get to know each other. Well, now you're playing against somebody and you don't really know them, and you have to, and there won't be any, there's no really scouting. It's just going to be show up. We're going to play. We're going to work on this. They're going to work on that, and just have a little fun. So it's a good time. And I think it's great for both teams as they get ready for a regular season.
Yeah. And remember in practice when there's a couple players who just decide to start jumping on whatever you're running because they know the plays and they're sitting there waiting for it and to get that little blank eating grin as they screw up whatever the offense is trying to run. And now you get other guys, that are running other stuff. And you've got guys who obviously with Florida are going to push you to play to your best level. That's probably going to be one of the most productive practices that they have.
Yeah. Got to get to break. Brad, really quick. Stojakovic, his knee, what's the latest on him? Do we have an update?
Yeah, I mean, he did a workout, a 30-minute workout the other day. It was high level. One of the basketball managers worked him out, said the manager was exhausted after the workout. So he's running, jumping, cutting, hitting shots. It's really good to see him. Now it's still non-contact because obviously they don't want to have any kind of injury. But I would be shocked if he isn't playing in that first week of the regular season.
Okay, and that comes up a week from Monday, November 3rd against Jackson State. But very quickly, Illinois jumps into the fray. Coming up the second week of the regular season on Tuesday the 11th, it is 10th-ranked Texas Tech coming in. Later in the month, of course, it's a Thanksgiving game against UConn. And, of course, later it's Alabama, Tennessee, Missouri, and then, of course, Big Ten play. So it's exciting times ahead, and we're looking forward to all of that. Okay, we've got much more to come. We'll talk more Washington Huskies. Are ready for the football game coming up? That's a 2:30 kickoff time, Illinois time out in Seattle. More on that on the way. Also, we'll talk with here from Antigua, Orlando, Antigua, talking to our Kendrick Prince. But up next, an interview that was done during Big Ten Media Days. Our Brad Sturdy talking to Ben Rickhouse. It's a little bit dated because we now know what's happened. He got engaged to Adalia and other things. So anyway, that's coming up next right here as we keep it going. All the Illini news you want to hear on the Illini Guys Sports Spectacular here on the Illini Guys Radio Network.